What's up, everybody? Welcome to the tape deck. We here to only discuss the golden era of hip hop, the 90s. We getting into the music. We getting into the fashion. We getting all the way into the culture. And remember, like I always say, we not just the host, we're your new 90s family. I'm Money Carson.
And I'm Cash Only J.
Only.
Cash Only. Okay, today we're going to get into Mobb Deep, one of my favorites. Me and my man Money Carson going to break down some facts, some opinions. And, we just going to do the damn thing and let this thing ride all the way through.
Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. Hey, listen, first fun fact about Mobb Deep that a majority of us don't know. You know they wasn't always called Mobb Deep, right? Do you know what their name was before it was Mobb Deep? Half of me want to leave this for a question and we try to check the answers later, but I'm going to just tell you so we can get on with the show. They were called the Poetical Prophets.
Oh, yeah. That's when he was like little kids.
Yeah,
like
they was teenagers. They was called the Poetical Prophets. And then in 1991, they got, remember the Source magazine used to do Unsigned Hype?
Yeah.
They got written up in the Unsigned Hype. Somebody introduced them to Chris Lighty, and somewhere in there, their name got changed to Mobb Deep. And then in 1993, that's when they dropped Juvenile Hell. A lot of people think Infamous was their first album, but it wasn't. Juvenile Hell was, but they were so young, and they was on one of those small-time labels.
Yeah.
Single was Hit It From the Back. You remember that? Hit it from the back.
Yeah, actually, that small-time label was in connection to Priority.
Yes, it was. I just don't remember which one it was.
Right. Yeah, they it was kind of weird, like their story, because Havoc being from Queensbridge, and I think Prodigy was like from Hempstead, or
he was from somewhere, but he just ran with the Queensbridge thing for the look of it.
Because his grandmother had a school. His grandmother she had some fetty, and she had like a dance school or like some kind of performance school in Queensbridge. So he ran with them, like when he got away from having to do the dance and the performing tap. She had him in tap.
I remember that.
And
thanks to Jay-Z.
So she had him like performing all these crazy shows and stuff, and he really didn't want to do it, but he was just that talented. And whenever he was able to sneak off, he slid with the 41st Street side.
41st side of things. This Queensbridge niggas be acting like the kings, pushing Lexuses, wearing fat diamond rings. Prodigy had it, man. When I learned about Mobb Deep was 95, when they dropped the Infamous. That's when me and, to be honest, most of the world were really introduced to Mobb Deep, and that's when they hit a different level. When they dropped Shook Ones, that was the first single.
I heard, when they actually dropped it, it was a leaked demo, and I was connected to the radio station up at the college up at King, and I remember one of the main DJs, shouts out to Douglas Gibson, Dougie Smuggles. I don't know where you at, but I would love to see you.
That's a hot name. Smuggles.
He produced, and he did a lot of stuff, man. And he used to always let me hear stuff. And he's like, yo, what do you think about this? And I heard Shook Ones, and it was like a rough draft of it. And I'm like, yo, who is these cats? They talking tough as shit. Like, yo, they too hard, but I like it. And next thing you know, like you said, the next year, 95, man, they come out with the video. They dropped the album. And, one of my favorite songs on the joint was Temperatures Rising.
Well, yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to get there because that's definitely all in my notes, too.
The first joint, the original cut, and then the remix, which was my favorite. But they had like a laundry list of records on that actual LP that, man, made that thing classic.
On the Infamous, I was in middle school when I got my hands on that tape. And I remember Candace, she had it. I seen it, heard it, I was tapped in. Rap City, Basement, tapped into the video. Video was hard because I'm like, to me, it was a little bit. What was different was the energy was there, but there was no yelling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before that, it was Busta Rhymes. It was the aggressive rappers all rapped aggressive. It was loud energy. It was big energy. Mobb Deep came off, and it's like we young boys, but we'll line you up.
Right.
I'm only 16, but my mind is old. And when the things get for real, I'm warm, heart tone cold. Another nigga deceased, another story is told. It ain't nothing really. And yo, done sparked the Philly. You know what I'm saying? They was just talking, but it was there. The energy was there. So I could get my mind off these yellow back niggas. Why they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? That's what blew my mind. Is like they reminded me of Young Cowboys, like that old movie. That was your job. What was your movie? Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Yeah. It's like we out here. You know what I mean? We young, but we out here and we do anything y'all want to do. We with it. That's the energy they was coming with. So that's when I really was hooked on them off of the Infamous project. Then in '96, they turned right back around and dropped Hell on Earth. And that actually ended up number 6 on the Billboard chart, Hell on Earth. Did you know that? I didn't know that. That caught me by surprise when I did my research.
But you know what? In that, a lot was cooking up. You know what I mean? It was a lot of subliminal shots between the first album, Man, Hell on Earth, going at Tupac, a lot of stuff that...
The single, Drop a Gem on Them, is definitely rumored, allegedly, to be about when they shot Tupac at Quad.
60 what is it, 60 G's of gun clapping.
The infamous, infamous. I know. I remember that story well. I don't know if it happened or if it didn't. That's also the same year they was on LA with CNN, which was a diss towards Cali in the middle of that East versus West beef. It actually was towards the beginning of the East versus West beef.
Because another thing that they appeared on was Live Nigga Rap on Nas joint. And there was some shots, sounded off on that too as well.
Well, when they did the LA, Prodigy ain't want to do the video at first.
Wow.
He was actually about to take his verse off. I heard Nori tell the story. Yeah.
Okay.
But luckily it stayed on because that was an iconic record too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in hip hop in general and in the hip hop East Coast versus West Coast situation.
You know what? That's why I respected them and I loved them. Like, I got family out in Diego and in LA, in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time when all this was happening, some of them were here. And two of them actually got stuck here because they got caught up in the carjacking with their brother that came back from Cali over this way. So
crazy.
They were like in the middle of the height of it in Gloucester County Jail. And I remember like when everything was like kind of going down in 96, it kind of seemed like when the two cousins got out, they kind of had a problem, with us. And it just kind of seemed like things was fractured. When they went back, I remember seeing my one cousin name is Maceo. I remember seeing him right before he went back, and he just had little to say. And I never understood what it was about until I actually went back out Diego years later. He was like, yo, man, when we was up in there, we just felt like we wasn't supported. And I'm like, wow. And, all the stuff that was going on and Mobb Deep, they held New York down.
Facts.
Nas held it down. Then we just got finished talking about, boot camp. They were in the middle of it kind of. It's just, a crazy thing. And unfortunately, man, it just went the way that it went. But a lot of good music came out of it.
Facts.
And Mobb Deep was at the forefront of it, man. They did not care. They wasn't, they definitely was repping that Shook Ones. Y'all shook when we come around, we do this.
So since you said Shook Ones, let's get back into Infamous for a little bit.
Yeah.
What was your top 2 songs off that album?
Temperatures Rising.
Awesome. I co-sign. I approve this message, public.
Yeah, that shit's money. Yeah. Temperatures Rising, and I guess I gotta go with It's so many. Again, we got
So give me any two. Give me any two.
Shook Ones. Temperatures Rising and Shook Ones is my top two.
Shook Ones. You know they say, you know how it comes on? You know what they say that is?
What is that?
They say that's the top of the stove. Havoc was about to cook something.
Wow.
And you know how when you try to wait for the pilot to light, and he took that and ran with it and made the Shook Ones beat.
Yo, he's money. He's money. That's boss right
My
there.
two will have to be, I'm going to have to go with, for the sake of the show, I want to give a different song. So I'm going to do three because Temperature Rising is definitely one of mine. Yeah. I really like Eye for an Eye. You buck at me, I'm bucking right back at you. You got the heart to get busy without your crew. They was talking that talk, dog. And then the other one, what's it? Trife Life. It's just another day. Drowning my troubles with a 40. That's when I got a call from this brown skin shorty when they got set up. Or with the chick, she asking where my crew at. Said we should get together. I put the crew together. I said, all right, just call me back in an hour so I could take a shower and gather up the manpower. Then I hung up the horn. Then I thought to myself, yo, it might be on, because this chick ain't pick up the phone and call me in years. Ever since I left the hole lonely in tears. Ain't no telling what her friends putting up in her ear. Ideas are setting me up. I'm not trying to hear that record right there.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Being that we live in the motherfucking Trife life, that record was crazy. I used to see what they were saying when he was saying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a young boy, I'm listening to this John. And I remember I'm watching a video in my head. They never even dropped a video for that, but I see it in my head. That record was crazy.
Referencing back to the joint with Q-Tip and Danny.
Yeah, Drink the Pain Away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yo, that album, man, is underrated. Like,
absolutely,
definitely a 5 micro.
Absolutely,
the source. You know, I think they gave him a 4.5, but that was a 5 micro. And
that was a 5-piece.
Man, listen, man, yo, they they had me kind of like, you know, really waiting, you know, for the second joint with Hell on Earth. Like, boom. I was really waiting for that.
Perfect transition. Give me 2 off Hell on Earth.
Godfather Part 3.
Ooh, G.O.D. Father Part 3. QBC. Sip Live Bacardi.
Drop a gem on them. And the other joint they had to pull off the shelf. It was another joint that they pulled off the shelf.
Right back at you.
Right back at you.
That was hard.
You know, because they really went hard at Tupac.
That was
Nighttime Vultures.
Nighttime Vultures was ill. Nighttime Vultures was ill. You know what else was ill in that? Animal Instinct. These niggas getting clapped off instinct. Tired of living life this way. Crime pay, but for how long? Till you reach a downfall. Thug niggas around y'all for pound y'all. They was going in on that album. They was in a great space in that album. You could tell.
Yeah. I remember going up north with my man. And at the time, man, I just did not have radar for gangbanging at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like just going over my head because, you know, down here at the time, we just had cliques.
Yeah.
Yo, this is the block I'm from. This is the area I'm from. Blah, 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 blah. So just to run by real quick. So we got into this little debate with the Big and Tupac thing. And I was like, you know, really, man, I don't even care about none of that, man. I like Mobb Deep. So the people that we was around, they was Bloods. Mm-hmm. And they was like, only because, you know, they Damu. But I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what is he? You know, they got dogs. They sitting, they flagged up. But I'm like, all right, well, you know, they got bandana.
Yeah.
But, you know, they was like, yeah, you know, only because I guess, you know, their affiliation, you know, that was the way that was. And then, you know, they like kind of gave me a pass. But my man was like big on Big. They was like, nah, fuck Big, he ain't real. And they was riding with Pac heavy. So it was like, yo, it was crazy. But it was like, you know, with me saying Mobb Deep, like, he was like, yeah, he all right, man. He know what he talking about.
He got the pass.
Yeah.
For me, Hell on Earth, Nighttime Vultures, you said, that had Raekwon and Nas on it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a powerhouse. That's a powerhouse. Man. That record was thorough. Then in '99, they got one more off before the decade changed. Murder Music dropped in '99 with Quiet Storm as the single. One of their biggest records to date.
Yo, it's a lot of joints like
Featuring Lil Kim.
yeah, Illustrious, and there's another joint on there that I was feeling. The Streets Raised Me. That one right there should have been way better because it got leaked. It was supposed to be like 40 songs on that joint, and I remember it got leaked.
It did,
and a lot of the songs they just took off.
It did. It still charted. It still charted though. It went number 3 on the Billboard chart, and they made it a big deal because they definitely didn't think it was going to chart the way after it got leaked.
Right.
But that Quiet Storm, oh man, I remember the first time I heard that with the bass, the way they rode the bass line. And just the way it just drops in. That was on the Into Deep soundtrack too. That record, the first time I heard that, I lost my mind.
Yo, it's crazy because another time I was up in Newark. First time I heard it.
You sure you ain't from North Jersey?
Nah, man, my brother lived up there. So, I spent a lot of time up there between Queen and Keene and friends and messing with some queens and stuff up there. But I remember the first time I heard it. My brother he used to be a teacher up there. Well, he's a teacher. So he was like, yo, when you get there, come to the apartment building and go with my girls. His girl lived like a couple of doors down from him. He was like, yo, she's always there. It's cool. And that came on and she went off. As soon as she heard Kim's verse, and I remember his apartment was hot as shit. She's frying chicken or fish, and she actually dubbed it because I guess they was playing it all day. Yeah, she knew the lines like how you know lines. Yeah, and I remember her brother's on the couch laying. She's like, "Get your ass up! You need to get up and straighten up. We got company." And she's going off with this song, and I'm like, "Damn, this shit is hot, yo! I can see why she going
gems
off.
And things. Yeah, that record was hard. Let's get into their videos. When it comes to Mobb Deep, I gotta say Shook Ones because that was the first time I visually saw them. I remember they had the jerseys on. One was red, one was blue, I think, or black. I don't know. I remember they had the Prodigy had the bandana on. I remember they had bats. I remember they had barrels, trash cans on fire. It was so gully. It was like, what is this? What is about to happen next? You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt when I seen it. I was mesmerized.
That's the only video I really remember them doing besides A Quiet Storm. Those are the only 2 videos I can really remember Mobb Deep like really in where they were polarizing. But it was a video that I seen. Well, it wasn't a video, it was a commercial. It was actually Avrex commercial that Prodigy did. And it's actually a song. We could even pull it up, but I know we can't play it, but it was called Avrex. And I seen it on TV in Newark.
In Newark. He's always in Newark, bro.
Yeah.
Well, another video I always liked of them was Survival of the Fit, Only the Strong Survive.
Oh, damn.
We live in this to the day that we die. Survival of the Fit, Only the Strong Survive.
Yeah, that was
Thug
hard.
Life, I'm still living. That video was hard too. I always liked the rawness of their visuals in that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't try to go, it didn't seem like or feel like they tried to go anywhere special to shoot a video. It felt like we cut the record, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna shoot the video. We're gonna shoot the video at my block, we're gonna shoot the video at my park, we're gonna shoot the video at my store, we're gonna shoot the video behind my house at the train track. You know what I'm saying?
That's what made them seem like so connected to us. Like, just regular people. And for me, like just listening to the Prodigy documentary and just watching him, it just seemed like he was repping their hood way harder. He wasn't even from out there, but he repped it way harder than Havy did.
They showed him the love though. He was the spokesperson.
Definitely was that the mouthpiece.
He was the face.
Yeah. Like as far as albums go, because they went well into the millennium. What was your favorite album?
My favorite album is Infamous, hands down. That's the one I listen to the most on my phone. I got a lot of them throughout the 2000s and all that and all the 90s joints, but the Infamous is still my favorite. When there was still CDs out, I bought that CD multiple times because I lost it and I needed to get it again. That's
Right.
always been one of the top albums, personally for me, of all time. Infamous.
Right.
So if we talking about Mobb Deep in the '90s, I'm voting for that because that's one of my top 10 albums of all time anyway.
Right.
It introduced me to them. It introduced me. You listen to that album, you feel like you know them a little bit. You know what they about. You know where they from. You know how they think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They were. I think that was definitely the best one. I think that was the best one out of all their projects.
Me too. I agree.
Even with Al coming with them down the line, and I think that was like their best work.
I got another video for you though.
What's that?
Hell on Earth.
Damn, man,
the projects is front lines, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you. It's right in front of your eyes. But to be fair, videos with Mobb Deep, for some reason, it doesn't just jump out to me. I really got to think about it.
That's
I really
what I'm saying.
Got to sit still. But it makes you think, how did they do that and still have the career that they had?
Right. And I mean, even like when Loud Tank, it was like they got deal after deal after deal.
Oh, they could always eat. They signed the G Unit for a little while. They can always eat. So what's your favorite? You said you agreed. Infamous,
I agree with
right?
you. Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's get into some verses.
Okay. You want to go first?
I got some verses. You know I got some
I know
verses.
you got some verses.
We're going back to Temperatures Rising, Prodigy's verse. What up, Black? Hold your head wherever you at.
Just kill me.
On the run from the cops on your back that snitched. Gave police your location. Let's chop his body up in 6 degrees of separation. Killer, listen. It ain't the same without you at home. Phony niggas walk around trying to be. Come on, man. What? Yo, if you know somebody that got locked up, you feel that verse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like completely. By the time you hear this round, you probably be locked up, tried to hide somewhere along the line, your plan slipped up, got caught in an act that you can't take back. Reminiscing when I used to pick you up in the act. Years ago when we was young, it seems the hood took us under very deep. Wondering who snitching got me losing lots of sleep at night. You know my mouth is tight. I never sing to the cops cause that shit ain't right. Sometimes I roll past the scene of the crime and backtrack. Damn, how the situation go down like that. Like that joint was ill.
Yo.
Give me the gun I tied to a brick and throw it in the river. Prodigy was good. You could tell that was real. You know what I'm saying?
That joint right there, man, is touching to me because again, these dudes is like people, like you said, like we know them or they know us. My brother was on the run for like 6 years. So
that go hand in hand?
Yeah, hand in hand. I mean, and this is after that, but that was one of the joints I used to play, man. I used to wonder, like, yo, how they gonna catch him? Like, when they go there, like, is it gonna be because somebody told or whatever? And it's crazy because he was out in the Midwest and he came back here to do a job and he just turned himself in. He was like, yo, I'm tired of running. I remember we went to go see the movie Troy and he turned himself in. My brother was like, yeah, bro, turned yourself in. And I was like, damn. And I played that joint, simultaneously.
Connected with it. I got another verse for you.
Okay.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous and heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob come equipped for warfare. Beware for my crime family that got enough shots to share. For my crime family that got enough shots to share that everybody could get it. Dang. For all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. He got that from Bruce Willis in Die Hard. Yeah,
yeah.
When he was kidnapped by the police, said, I'm going to get out of these cuffs, I'm going to break your nose, I'm going to kill you. Nigga laughed at him. He got out the joint, hit him, boom. So that's what Prodigy got that out. That got me hype as a kid because I'm like, yo, me and Prodigy watch the same movies. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's Prodigy from Shook Ones, man. That verse was crazy. That verse was crazy.
I got one.
All right.
G.O.D. Part 3.
Father Part 3.
Yeah, my joint is when Prodigy was like, I was balled up. Had no fear. Damn, my bad. Something just got caught on my throat.
The coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee con leche, mama.
Yeah, man. Live wire niggas behind me. In the front and in the rear, yada yada yada. Again, because I'm reading this joint, I'm not verse as well versus you. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about, and y'all know what I'm talking about out there. Y'all gotta help me out, man, because you know what I mean. I gotta start getting in the mirror and just rocking these things out, man. like I'm in a booth. We got a booth in here. So
we do got a booth in here.
I gotta ask the boss, man, put me in a booth. Put me in a booth so I can get my skills up.
Mic check. Yo, let's jump into some fashion, and because it's Mobb Deep, my two fashion things are specifically catered to Mobb Deep. Okay. The first one is the fact that you gotta keep the Timbs unlaced. I know you said Timbs on another episode, but Mobb Deep made it so you had to keep the Timbs unlaced. Right. See, I know some pretty boys who used to tie their Timbs up, but then when Mobb Deep dropped, you had to unlace them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just hope they stayed right. You had to get some niggas used to get a half size smaller to make sure they wouldn't get floppy when you unlaced them.
That was me. But okay, so for me, it's the A-Rex. When on the Infamous
commercial,
that first if you look at the cover, it's Havoc. He got the A-Rex, the two-tone joint, and that was like when I was like, yo, I got to have that coat, because before that it was the Pele, and then everything started to transition to the A-Rex. Mid-90s, so I was like, I gotta have one of them. And the first one I got was a blue joint with like beige sleeves with the A-Rex red and blue coming down, because I wanted to be
He's a fly guy. That's how it was. That's from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Oh man.
All right, my second fashion thing is the baggy jeans with the unlaced sloppy Timbs. Baggy jeans with the sloppy Tim look. Queensbridge, get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Full retaliated, so I had to think fast. Put out my heat first, he pull out his heat last. More Mobb Deep bars.
Yeah, man.
I think they stapled that in. Everybody was doing it, but they kind of made it an official thing. You know what I'm saying?
For me, it had to be the long chain. The long Gucci, the long Figaro, the long Cuban. It had to be, at least 30, 32 inches for me at that point back then.
Pause.
So it was like, if I see somebody with like a 20, 25 inch or 20, 26 inch, I'm like, yo, you lightweight, man. Like, what are you doing, man? Out. It's like you got a choker on, man. What the fuck
funny,
is going on?
But it's funny how the chains got longer than the chains got
shorter. Yeah. Like if you see somebody with a long chain on now, you're like, yo, come on, man.
They look goofy. Yeah. I got one in my sock drawer. I put away. Like I can't even. I put it on every day. I'm like, nah, I gotta get.
But you know what? The first time I met you, the first time I ever saw you, Nate was doing he had a video and y'all invited me to the shoot. I had
the long part.
Yeah, you had and you was rapping your ass off.
Good luck.
You was going. I was like, yo, and Boss animals. Man was like, yo, this is my cousin, and don't mind him. He gonna keep going and going. If you listen to it, he gonna keep on going.
Yo, we was animals, dog.
Yeah, man. I remember Mike was filming. He was filming you. And I was meeting everybody, and we was having a good time, man. And I remember, you probably spit like 2,022 bars.
We was animals, bro.
Yeah.
Plus,
man.
They had me groomed like that. You don't understand. There was when we had the studio, there was a schedule, and my schedule was always all night. Because you know what I mean, keep me out of trouble.
Right.
So I'd be in there all night. So some songs would come out, and then verses, I wouldn't cut everything I wrote. So I just had them in a tuck, and then I was good at freestyling back then because we used to get it in the back cave. But that's another story for another episode. The back cave is popping.
But you definitely, my first impression was like, yo, this little nigga rap.
Good looks.
He going all the way in. But back to Mobb Deep, man, shoot. On the real, like you blend in with them niggas, like
that was
first
what
impression.
I came up on. So that's what that's the lane I ended up in. With my film selection, I still kept it all Mobb Deep, everything Mobb Deep. So my first film for the 90s, Soul in the Hole. They was on that soundtrack.
Oh wow!
You buck at me, I'm bucking right back at you. and they had the doom doom doom. They had two joints on that soundtrack.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
That was my shit, man.
Soul in the Hole.
Okay. I guess I gotta keep it Mobb Deep. The movie was ass, man. It was the fighting game with
Fight Club?
No, Van Damme played in it. It was
whoa, hold up.
Street Fighter.
Van Damme ain't have no. Oh, okay, yeah, that movie was.
That movie was garbage.
Bloodsport or Street Fighter?
No, Street Fighter.
Mobb
They had
Deep
they had a
Bloodsport.
single on the Street Fighter. So you know what I mean. They had
look that up.
Yeah, they had a single that was bumping. Actually had a video.
You remember what it was called?
Yeah,
Let's see, because I need to know.
check that out.
I need to know.
It's on
I
there.
need to know.
Nas and Mobb Deep was on that.
What was it? What movie you said?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
I think that came out in 95.
Why'd you have to make me this way?
Yeah, and I got another one. Like they had some hot.
Wow, yo, these dudes were smart. It was right. They put Right Back at You on multiple soundtracks. That was brilliant. Shout out to whoever made that play happen for them. That was
Steve
brilliant.
Rifkin.
My second movie, Mobb Deep's on the soundtrack too. Hoodlum.
Oh wow! Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Larry Lawrence. I'm sorry. Shout out to Lawrence. He's everywhere.
Yo,
He's
man.
everywhere.
You ready to think?
Hoodlum. They had some records on that soundtrack too. That was solid.
They had another one. Oh man. There That Go. It's not fresh, but it was like this weird ass movie. This dude was like a poet. He got locked up. It was like down in DC, but they was on that soundtrack, and it was called There That Go, or Let My Gap Blow.
Oh,
And
I know that
song.
song. I know that song.
There That Go.
Mobb Deep, bro, they was everywhere. They crushed the 90s. They handled all their business in the 90s.
Did.
From the time they came out, from the time the Infamous blew up, and throughout the rest of the decade, they did their thing. Without a lot of big platinum projects, they still did everything else they needed to do.
You know what's crazy is like when I was listening to the documentary that Havoc did, he basically said like in between Hell on Earth and Murder Music, they really wasn't trying to do no music. Like there was like, Havoc was stressing because his brother had killed himself. And he wasn't really trying to do anything. And it was like P had to really push him. And then, finally he got out the funk and then they did the album. But that's why they ended up on like all those soundtracks and
Makes
cameos.
sense. Let's give Havoc a special extra shout out for two reasons. One, it's not that easy to produce and rap on the amount of amazing records that he produced and rapped on all in the same session. You know what I'm saying? I know people that produce and rap, and sometimes they want to just produce and sometimes they want to just rap. So to put a project together over and over in a group and you're producing and rapping, that takes a lot. I respect that tremendously. Second reason is he showed love to Camden, man. You seen he got the record and the video out right now with my homie DJ Caesar and the homie Porter Rich.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
It's called Nino Dreams, G Money Nightmares or something like that.
Okay.
Wow. Porter Rich, Havoc, DJ Caesar. That record moving.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to give an extra shout out to Havoc, man. Rest in peace, Prodigy, because Mobb Deep, definitely an iconic hip hop group. Definitely influenced me heavily in the 90s. My life, my whole life, like the way I dressed, the way I thought, my perception, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, I will say this, man. They used to have my adrenaline going when I was running around acting crazy at one point. Man, like it would be like, yo, I'm ready to go, make this thing happen. And it would be them that would like, I don't know if it's a good thing, but they enhanced me to, go out there and go get it and do some things that, ain't cool. But, the other thing is the lessons in their songs also kept me safe. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And that's
But shucks, that one I was talking about earlier where they almost got set up by the chick.
Right.
That definitely opened up a different perspective in the eye for me. Like when I'm going over busting my rounds, like, take a little peek under the bed. I used to just not move off a text message. Like, nah, I need to hear your voice. Like, you need to talk to me before I come out there. Your man might be making you bring me out here.
Yo, and it's funny, man, because like a couple of segments back, our first segment was what is hip hop, and that's a part of it. Like, I think hip hop in the '90s. What is hip hop in the '90s? And I think for us, man, it was like a lot of lessons. A lot of cats I was around, they wasn't really paying attention to the lessons. They were paying attention to the glamour. They was paying attention to the actual track. But for me, like a lot of times, man, I was listening to everything and, like kind of absorbing it and soaking it in and watching people make mistakes and not, making mistakes and just being as careful as possible. I took my losses in different kinds of ways, but again, like when you have people like Mobb Deep, just putting out that information, when you got people like Wu-Tang and Boot Camp putting out that information, man, I think a part of that was really for us not to just be consumers to get their music, but it was for us to grab them lessons and really pay attention to them, really, say, okay, all right, this is what it is. This is what I do to get money, be safe, or, just live that everyday life.
Word. Well, before we get out of here, I want to ask y'all, what's your favorite Mobb Deep album? We got 3 to pick from in the duration of the 90s. We can give you 4. We can include Juvenile Hell, to be fair. That was 91. So you got Juvenile Hell, you got Infamous, you got Hell on Earth, and you got Murder Music. What's your favorite out of those 4? Don't go past 1999. What's your favorite out of those 4? You let us know.
Could I ask Mr. 2 a.m.? What was it? I think he likes Juvenile.
Mr. 2 a.m.?
Yeah, Mr. Yeah,
wonder what he would say.
I wonder what he would say.
He would say the one with Nighttime Vultures.
Nighttime Vultures, that one.
He would say Hell on Earth.
I would say Hell on Earth, like I said in the beginning.
I'm saying Infamous.
Oh, no, that's what I said, Infamous.
No, you should say Hell on Earth. You just let him influence you, bro.
Yeah, I did say that. I'm skitching, man.
Take us out of here.
I need some more poo-poo juice. All right, well, you know what, man? Yo, listen, man, we're going to get out of here. We appreciate all the love, man. Thank you for, tuning in. We need you to, subscribe. Basically,
download that app.
Download the app. When you follow us on Instagram, on our pages. And we just gonna keep on just trying to put this work out, and I'm gonna just get arrested my man over here, Money Carson.
Remember, we do this for the golden era. Shout out the leader of the Pack Productions. Shout out to the guy that makes this all possible, aka your favorite plug, aka Mr. 2 a.m., aka the man with a face too easy to trace, aka the Red Wolf, El Lobo Rojo.
Oh.